What's up, wake up, wealth up, everyone. It is your mompreneur and deal diva of the 21st century coming to you from Boutique House Enterprises in my mobile office on this sensational Saturday, coming to you with another episode of Visual Vocabulary. That's right, today we're going to be talking about big versus little. It's how you work it, right? Okay, so you guys are probably wondering, what am I really talking about right now? I was listening in on a conversation the other day, and no, I was not being nosy. I was just close enough to hear, okay? And the conversation was amongst two friends who hadn't seen each other in a while, and I guess, bumped into each other at this place, and they were just talking about family and, what was going on with each other's families since they hadn't seen each other in a while. And then one of those friends said to the other, "You still got your little business thing going on?" And in my head, I was just like, little? Why does it have to be little? And I thought to myself at that point, how many times have we said to one another, just in conversation, just like these two ladies were doing, and mentioning a person's business, something that they started up and are doing on their own, and refer to it as little? How many times have you talked to your friend or just anybody, your neighbor, somebody, that is in business for themselves, and refer to that as little? How's your little business going? Oh, I can support your little this, your little. But let that person tell you they got a promotion. Oh, girl, you doing big things. You done got you that big promotion. Oh, you finna bring in some dollars, blah, blah, blah. They got a 50-cent raise. 37 cents of that is going to taxes. How big is that? But when people do businesses on their own, we automatically refer to that as little, when in fact, that is the bigger thing going on in their life. That is going to bring them more of what they need in their life, as opposed to the job. Don't get me wrong. Everybody needs a job. I got a job. The job should fund what it is that you're doing to get you to where it is that you're really trying to go. And for most people that I hang around, that I'm with, that's in my circle, their own business is where that is. But they know that they need to use somebody else's business in the beginning to get them where they need to be. Today's visual vocabulary is to point out just how we are using our words, and how using those words brings about different, I can't stand saying brings about different mental thoughts. It brings about a different aspect. It brings about an emotion that we don't even realize that we have, or that we're portraying, or that we are, pushing off on somebody else when we use those type of words. Even when you say to your children, I can't stand saying God. Even when you say to your children certain words, it brings about a different type of emotion, even though you may not even be trying to do it. I'm just going to define what the word little means. I have to be sure that I am keeping my focus on the road and doing this. So I'm only going to do it because I know that I'm coming up to a stop. So little is defined as small in size, amount, or degree, often used to convey an appealing diminutiveness or express an affectionate or condescending attitude. So why would we want to say to someone that we care about or not, in referring to their business that they've built up, that they've put all this energy into growing? How is your little business going? Do you still have that little business? Small or little refers to things in a small amount, used to emphasize how small something is. Not much, it's slight, it's limited, it's restricted, it's minimal, it's negligible. Those type of words are nothing that uplifts someone in business, but yet we use words like big to congratulate someone on getting a job, or congratulating someone on getting a promotion. Working for somebody else, we can congratulate them for that. But for having their own business, we refer to it as small. Big, on the other hand, I don't need to even look that up. But I didn't have to look up little either, but I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out. But big, on the other hand, when you think of big, at least when I think of big, you think of something grand. You think of something that takes more than one person to move, right? You think of something that is firm, is standing there. Something that's going to grow. It's not getting small, And we use those words when we're talking about people working for other people. People getting a promotion within a company, which is not bad. This all great things. They are big to some people, depending on where they are. But it's not the biggest. If y'all can see where I'm going with that. So the purpose of today's visual vocabulary is just so that we take into account the words that we use when we're even in just conversation, just to be intentional about the words that you use and to be aware of how those words, even though you may not be using them to be down on somebody or, to belittle somebody, just a simple word is little. Just a simple word is little, because if you could have been there to see the face of the girl who was in business after the friend who she hadn't seen in a while asked her about her little business, it was just like, she had the same reaction that I felt in listening to it. And it's like, wow, my little business, huh? Although I don't think that the other friend meant it in that way, just saying it. And I'm guilty of saying that before. After I heard her say it and I was listening, and I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, I've said that before, but I didn't mean it in the way that I just took it hearing it myself, So you just have to be careful of the words that you use. I gave this the title of big or little is how you work it. It's really how you word it too. So just be careful of the words that you use when you're talking to people. Be careful of, the tone that you use when you're talking to people, because had this been in a different tone, then it could have absolutely been meant in the way that I took it. Just little things like that, and communicating with people, and your children too. Some things you say to your kids, depending on how you say it, the words that you use, they may be taking things in a different way than what you actually mean too. So just be careful of the words that you use when you're talking to people, and just read more. You read more, words really pop out to you for what they really mean, whether you're using them good or bad. And it helps you in conversation to not continue to use words that may unintentionally be construed in the wrong way. So I hope that's what's up, so you can wake up and get your wealth up. Until next time, have a happy Saturday.